Welcome back to Joy in Our Town. My name is Terry Bates. I'm the pastor of Faith Church here in Oklahoma City. I have with me today Pastor Sam Walker, who is the Missions and Outreach pastor for Crossroads Church here in Oklahoma City. And this church has been around for a long time and has made its presence known through ministry and compassion and outreach, both locally and globally, for many years. But right now we want to turn our attention to an area in which they are actively connected to, and that is our focus on schools and ministry opportunities, not only to the students, but even to the administration, to the faculty, and to the teachers. So, Sam, again, it's great to have you with us today.
Good to be here.
Tell us a little bit about the big vision here, or the big picture of Crossroads' vision and desire to impact ministry through the administration and school programs.
We know that in loving people everywhere, that it gives us an opportunity to go into those schools where those teachers and students may not feel appreciated. And that's what we've been told by virtually every school we've gone into. Thank you for letting us know that we're cared for. And we do that by going in and in a teacher's lounge. We'll look at the teacher's lounge and look at the amount of space that they have, and then we'll go back. And we have the ability through some organizations that have contributed to us to be able to give items that are beneficial not only to the teachers but also to the students. We give them things like coffee cups and paper and Gatorade and snacks and things of that sort, and we'll go in and just deck out a teacher's lounge to the point that they have many times just been in tears by what they've seen us bring in. The last one that we did was an elementary school where we brought in a van and a pickup load of items, and both teachers and principal just were overwhelmed by what we had done. And it wasn't just Crossroads doing it, it's an outreach ministry that we're doing, that we are able to receive these items through an organization that allows us to be able to distribute them all across the state of Oklahoma. So it benefits kids everywhere, not just here in Oklahoma City.
You know, as we think about what we hear in the news about cutbacks and or government, state and federal, how do we pinch the penny a little further? It seems like repeatedly that the school programs are the ones that seem to, well, we can carve out something there, we can cut back over there. And so more and more burden is being placed on faculty and teachers with low-paying salaries as opposed to maybe what they could get in the free market. And parents who are being demanded now, if you want your child to come here, they've also got to contribute so many boxes of Kleenexes, so many packages of paper. I mean, this whole dynamic is just being shifted in an unrealistic way. So the morale in a school, especially among its teachers, where they feel like they're being asked to do more and more and being given less and less, becomes a traumatic experience for them. So a lot of people just check out. I can't do it anymore. So when an organization like yourself and Crossroads and the partners that you have with you, when you're able to go in and in a tangible way, a package of peanuts may not seem like a lot to somebody, but Jesus said, if you get a cup of cold water in my name, you're going to make a big impact.
That's right.
And so I think what you're doing on the administrative and teacher side is not only saying thank you to them for their sacrifice. This is a choice they made to take less to be able to make a bigger impact. So you're showing gratitude to them, but I think you're also investing in them and trying to raise that morale.
That's right. And essentially what we're doing is putting money back into their pockets when they don't have to go out and buy things like paper, when they don't have to buy snacks for their kids, when they don't have to buy the things that they use to incentivize the kids to want to do better. It's putting money back in their pockets. Teachers are one of those occupations where we don't show them enough gratitude, especially not in the amount of money that they make. And we don't have the capacity to do that because of the tax dollars. And what teachers began, or principals that called me the first part of this year were saying is that our budget has been cut from $14,000, one school in particular, to $2,400 for all the supplies that we have to buy for the year for 700 students.
Right.
That doesn't go very far.
No, it doesn't.
And so what we were able to do, God blessed us, and we were able to get a truckload of curriculum books for them, brand new. We were able to get truckloads of snacks until they told us we don't have room to store them. We're able to put things into the teachers' lounges that allowed them to feel appreciated. It wouldn't matter if it was something that they liked or didn't like. Just the initiative to do something that say, hey, we appreciate you. It makes them feel so much better about what they're doing.
You were sharing something a few moments ago before we came on the air about the school calling you and saying, you know, our budget's been cut by 75% or whatever. And so in my mind, I was thinking a pickup truck. I was thinking, you know, maybe a cargo van. But you said something about 9 semi-trucks, trailers load of items that you were able to distribute to schools and organizations?
We were. God blessed us through very minimal cost. We received this past year 231,332 pounds of goods that we distributed in schools here in Oklahoma City and other places across the Oklahoma area. And they were goods that had high value. We know that it was well over $1 million worth of goods that we distributed. And we know by the smiles on the faces where we took them to that they were appreciated.
Wow. Well, you know, when people hear incentivize a child with a snack or a bottle of Gatorade, you know, some people frown on that. But the reason why it's so motivating for a lot of these children in these schools is because they are coming to school without sufficient nutrition anyway. They might have some assistance through the state, through the lunch program or something of that nature. But you know what? A family that's doing a little bit better, they're loading that kid's backpack down with little snacks and treats that they can pull from all day long. But when you're coming from an impoverished home, pushing a little harder to get that A or to get that star or whatever the motivation is, to get that bag of that drink or that snack or nutrition or whatever, it's amazing how motivating that can be, and the sense of achievement that goes with it.
I tell you, one of the things that we did with several schools this past year was we created bags for the students to carry home, and we knew that most of that was not going to make it home, but we did Mother's Day bags for one school, and it had 697 students. We did bags for other schools. We are actually scheduled the middle of this month to do 1,536 bags down in the Pauls Valley area. And we are going outside of the box because we're finding the area where kids and parents are in need, and we're trying to be God's extended hand to them. Because I know that a person hears a whole lot better when they don't have to listen to the rumbling of their stomachs. The gospel becomes a reality when they have a full tummy. Even Jesus fed them.
That's right.
So
amazing. Now you again, you partner with other organizations, both those that maybe provide these trailer loads of resources, but there's other organizations here locally as well, like Positive Tomorrows.
Yes.
Tell us about how the integration works for you guys working with other organizations like Positive Tomorrow.
What we do is look for organizations that we feel are filling a need. And what we try and do is upgird them just to let them know that we appreciate what they're doing in our community. And by doing that, it comes alongside them and makes their programs go a little further and be able to do a little more than they would have been able to do otherwise. I know one day we went down with 600 donuts and totally disrupted the school. I think the teachers were the ones that fell off the wagon first. They were stacking them in pyramids and everything, but it was wonderful just to see the smiles on their faces. And to do something like that every now and then, it breaks the monotony of just school, but it makes them recognize that, hey, somebody knows we're here. Somebody really appreciates what we're doing. And I think that's the church's responsibility, is to get out there and do that.
You're not only placing this kind of influence in elementary schools, but it's all campuses, junior high, high school campuses. Do you see a difference in the level of receptivity or the need that exists out there between these campuses?
One thing I will tell you is that it's impacting the administration first of all. The other thing I will say is that we have had individuals, parents or kids' parents who have said that, you know, I had given up on churches, have not been to church in 12 years. And just to see what you all's church has done has caused me to want to come and see what you're about. That gets the gospel out there. Mm-hmm. When the gospel becomes alive in our community as a result of what we're doing with the people that we're touching.
That's great. I know that in the earlier segment, we talked a little bit about your Third and Walker ministry to the homeless and food clothing program. Is there a set time that you guys are working with these schools, or is that something that kind of varies throughout the year? And I'm asking that because I want to know how viewers may say, hey, I'd like to be a part of that. Is there a place I go to, someone that I can call or contact? How can I get involved with ministry in this way to the schools and to the administration and faculty?
What we are doing now, our primary responsibility is to take a few dollars, and we have a means by which we can multiply those dollars by hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. We receive truckloads of goods, and when we have to pay for those truckloads to get here and pay the shipping, mm-hmm. that is one of the major costs that we have. Right. We try and turn a 53-foot truckload of items, roughly 25 to 40 pallets of goods that are shipped to us every 3 weeks. Mm. We can take that and we can touch so many lives, right. that if a person were to take that same money and go out and buy something, it wouldn't go
right.
near as far.
Right.
So, I know people are sometimes apprehensive about giving to churches or things of that sort. But let me tell you, this would be an investment that you would see a many-fold turn right. in what it would become. So
about once a month, about every 3 weeks, they could even come down and help unpack those semis, help get them packaged so that they would go to the appropriate schools and see their influence in that way.
We have that so streamlined that mm-hmm. we can unpack that semi in 2 hours.
Wow.
And if we had more people, it would just disrupt our I honestly say that giving or just sponsoring a truck right. or something like that is probably the biggest incentive a person could provide us. It will allow us to do more. All
right. Well, Pastor, we've been talking with Pastor Sam Walker, who is the Outreach and Missions Director for Crossroads Church here in Oklahoma City, a ministry that's well established and made its imprint on our community and on our state and even on our global world through their missions program. If you'd like to know more about the ministry to the school campuses, to faculty administration, or more about the ministry on the streets at Third and Walker on Tuesdays, you can contact Pastor Sam Walker at Crossroads Church here in Oklahoma City. My name is Terry Bates. I'm the pastor of Faith Church here in Oklahoma City. It's been my privilege to be with you and with Pastor Sam today. I trust that you'll continue to have a great day in Jesus' name.